you. How is this possible? No. No!
This building traps the souls of all who die here.
What's up everyone, I'm Dan and thanks to P-Cube for the review copy for The Bridge Curse 2 The Extrication on the Nintendo Switch. I'm going to be honest, horror games like this are not my go-to games, not because they're bad or I don't like them, but because they terrify me. Getting chased by ghosts or supernatural enemies and not being able to defend myself properly is not for me. The Bridge Curse 2 delivers a spine-chilling survival horror experience that's hard to shake, enveloping players in the ghost-infested halls of Taiwan's Wenhua University. As a sequel to the acclaimed The Bridge Curse, this installment builds upon its eerie foundation, taking players further into the lore surrounding the infamous campus hauntings. With voice acting that adds a chilling layer to the characters and an atmosphere that feels almost tense, this game brings a unique, frightening twist to the horror genre. Right from the start, The Bridge Curse 2 sets an unsettling mood. The developers have nailed the eerie ambience, and each room and corridor echoes with tension, making every sound, footsteps, creaks, ghostly whispers a potential warning of danger. As you step into the shoes of 4 distinct characters, the story unfurls from multiple perspectives, adding depth to the narrative. You will encounter Su Lian, a reporter seeking the story behind the university's mysterious curse, alongside 3 students caught in their own supernatural nightmare. Having these different viewpoints and insights into Wenhua's terrifying secrets keeps things intriguing and keeps the story moving in an interesting way. The game leverages stealth heavily, requiring players to sneak past relentless spectral pursuers who stalk the dark halls. In many sequences, you must rely on shadows and silence, with every movement potentially betraying your location. There's no option to peek around corners, however, which makes navigating the corners more challenging, but this lack of visibility adds an extra layer of suspense, as you can never be sure what might be waiting just out of sight. However, some might find this restriction a bit frustrating, especially when you're trying to escape a ghostly encounter. Still, this limited view helps maintain the suspense, making each encounter into Wenhua's spirit a heart-pounding affair. The game does provide a unique mechanic in the form of a lantern that can fend off ghostly attacks, but it comes with a catch. The lantern needs time to recharge after each use, so it can't always be relied on. This forces players to think carefully about when to use it, adding a strategic element to survival. Knowing that you can't always depend on the lantern creates an anxiety that lingers, as you're left vulnerable during cooldown periods. This mechanic is balanced well and enhances the sense of dread and helplessness that it's integral to any good horror experience. Some areas will also require you to disperse zones of energy with the lantern, leaving you open to attacks. Although these moments can be tense, I didn't find them overly difficult to contend with, and usually ended up in a game of chase as I tried to put some object between the character and the spirit. Visually, I found The Bridge Curse 2 to be impressive, especially considering it's running on the Nintendo Switch. The dark atmospheric visuals make excellent use of lighting to accentuate the haunting ambience, and the stuttering that occurs on occasion doesn't significantly impact immersion. The visuals, although not as high fidelity as other platforms, hold up well, keeping the ominous aura intact. The haunting depiction of Wenhua University, from abandoned classrooms to echoing hallways, is well designed, drawing players deeper into the disturbing lore behind the haunting. The occasional stutter and somewhat extended load times are minor drawbacks, but they are small bumps in an otherwise immersive journey. Puzzles are scattered throughout the game, providing a change of pace from the relentless stealth and tension. These aren't overly complex but do require careful observation, often demanding players to carefully view their surroundings for clues and interact with various objects to progress. While the puzzles themselves may not break new ground in terms of design, they serve as a satisfying mental break, allowing players to catch their breath before diving back into the nightmarish experience. In solving these puzzles, you uncover more of the university's hidden secrets, connecting the dots in the chilling conspiracy enveloping Wenhua. The voice acting deserves special mention, as it significantly elevates the game's immersive quality. The actors deliver their lines with a sense of urgency and fear that feels authentic, drawing players in. Some of the dialogue does veer into the territory of cheesy horror tropes, coming off a bit like a B-movie script. Oddly enough though, this slight cheesiness complements the game's horror vibe, adding a dash of humour that makes the fear slightly more manageable while retaining the story's creepy essence. If you're a fan of horrors like Final Destination or The Grudge, you'll know what I mean. Simple controls make Curse 2 accessible with easy to learn mechanics that don't bog players down. Navigating through Wenhua feels intuitive, allowing players to focus on survival rather than grappling with complex commands. This simplicity works well as it keeps the focus on exploration, puzzle solving, and avoiding the ghosts that lurk around every corner. Perhaps one of the game's most interesting features is its commitment to blending fiction with supernatural horror elements based on Taiwanese folklore. Wenhua University is inspired by a real-life setting, and the attention to cultural detail enhances the atmosphere, grounding the story in a relatable yet disturbingly twisted reality. There's something uniquely unsettling about exploring a setting so rooted in folklore, as if each step forward unearths layers of a chilling history. While the game does have its drawbacks, occasional stutters, and long load times, the experience as a whole delivers an intense survival horror that fans of the genre will appreciate. Each section of the game reveals a new piece of the haunting, with a steady build-up that leads to satisfying, if nerve-wracking, revelations. The Bridge Curse 2: The Extrication is an engaging horror experience that succeeds in drawing players into a supernatural mystery that's equal parts suspenseful and horrifying. It's a game that rewards patience and attentiveness, allowing players to piece together a chilling conspiracy rooted in folklore and desperation. Whether it's the tense stealth mechanics, the darkly atmospheric visuals, or the bone-chilling sound design, The Bridge Curse 2 excels in keeping you on the edge. It's a hauntingly immersive experience that invites you into the unknown. Also, as someone who finds it hard to play horror games, I've found this one to be really enjoyable and not too overwhelming. Sure, there are some jump scares, but it's a survival horror worth taking on. The Bridge Curse 2: The Extrication is out now on the Nintendo eShop, priced at $20.99 in the UK and $24.99 in the US. Big thanks once again to PCube for the review code. Thanks to you all for watching, and until next time.
Are you okay? What the? Where'd the elevator go?